beautiful ignited souls. We are ready for a new creation. Hello, beautiful ignited souls. Oh, I am just like so elated. It's like I could feel your energy like a car just turning on the engine. Vroom. Okay, but yeah, it's just what I'm sensing, what I'm feeling, and I like to just go with it, and that's what happens. When you are in tune, you feel people's energies, especially if it's well, sometimes negative as well, and we have to be mindful of taking that energy with us. So anyway. And welcome, I am Crime Queen, your partner in crime. This is where we say welcome on the us ship, the us like relationship, friendship, but this is the us ship. Just imagine, just close your eyes for a minute, and there's this great, everlasting, oh, enormous, gigantic ship. Well, and it's got US on it. I don't mean the United States actually, but it's got this great US. But it's one of those that you can, how I'm seeing it or sensing it, it's like we're in it. I could see the outside, but also I'm inside of it. I don't know how that, so within, so without. You get it. It's that ability to be in the fifth dimension whilst you're in the third dimension. So you can actually sense, you know, it's Jacob's ladder. Right. Now, speaking of ladder, you might have got watch one of my videos where the gods are like steps. Now, Jacob woke up, that's scriptures here. He woke up from a dream or something, and he was seeing that the angels were going up and down the ladder, and it's called Jacob's ladder. But what we know for sure is that a ladder, you take steps to go up a ladder and you can come down. It's very likely that you have the same means in your home, which are steps. Now, in Britain, where I live, sometimes you get maybe you may get 12, you may get 13, you may get 14. It would be interesting. I want to do a research on this to find out what is the average amount of stairs in a home, like each floor. So where I am now is 14 flights to the middle floor where I'm at. It's also another 14 to the top. So this is what I call the gods. And so the gods, they show up in all kinds of ways. Now, what I have learned about us Brits, I'm taking this on as well, the British. Everything is very meticulously done and mathematical. It is also said that the British takes they the last to make a decision and work on something. No, it's because they are doing the maths, people, because we are doing the maths and we are adding up the numbers. And you may say, oh, they should have had that lockdown ages ago and just lock down everything for 30 days or whatever it is, and then everyone would be all right. No, no, no. British people know what they're doing. That is those in the know, who does the figures. They know they've got to do it in certain phases like faces. So you don't just do one phase, there are phases. Just like in creation, there was 6 days, and so the British are doing things in phases, and maybe it's going to take 6 phases to really do this. Meaning about in the lockdown, because creation was done in 6 days, and of course every day has a demarcation in this new creation that is going on right now. Now, what was I going to speak to you about? It's the number 14, the 14 gods. Now, the 14 gods, of course, 1 plus 4 is 5. Now, I have talked about our Prime Minister. Johnson is, I think, 9, and Boris is 5. One way or the other. and that comes to 14. So Johnson may seem like he doesn't know what he's doing, but I believe he is in flow with the numerical vibration, reverberating the right energies to making the new manifestation of what must be. And it may not come plain to you in that way because there is a shield. It has to be shielded. There is a curtain. You would not want to understand the full mechanisms of what is going on, which is far more than we are ready to accept. So again, it's about numbers and reverberation and vibration and consistency, frequency. Yeah. So we are speaking here of the 14 gods. So when it is said in the beginning God created, we have seen how 11 actually shows to be the 14 gods because 1 number ONE the word ONE becomes 7 and 7 and 7 is 14, just like we have 6 as well, whether it was 7 7 like 2 sixes. We are talking about the gods of creation here. So here we have the 14 gods. Now, I didn't make this up, people. This is biblical. This is in the scriptures. Now, no, I know no one is talking about this, and this is what it is. Just like the government can't really tell you exactly all the ins. There's number 5 on my screen. All the ins and outs of what is happening because they are so used to making the decisions on our behalf, and we are so lazy oftentimes to try and find out for ourselves what we ought to be doing or what we can do for ourselves to help ourselves. So often we just happy to say, well, the doctor said I should do this, or the lawyer said I should do that. And we are always waiting for the answer from somebody else instead of going within to find the answer for ourselves. Hence, this is why I'm saying copper capture COVID. Okay, so this is one of my latest videos where I intuitively discovered that copper is very good to help build your immunity, and I found the scientific support for that. So that is just to say that these are the 14 verbatim gods. They are in the scriptures. Now, what I really want to highlight here is that I started studying or reading, I should say, because I haven't really, but I've started reading this book, the Zohar, and it is so interesting. Now, one of the things that people, oftentimes people are unafraid to explore another faith, if you like, another faith book, Bible, or something like this. But one verse in the scriptures that I read, two verses. One says to seek wisdom, and wisdom is on the street. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere. And also the other thing that said, another one that says that through wisdom, a man selleth everything. Through wisdom, he intermiddles, meaning he meddles with all kinds of knowledge. Through wisdom, he meddles. His desire for wisdom, he meddles in different interests. And so to acquire wisdom, his love for wisdom causes him or her, they didn't say her because her is supposed to have the wisdom. She's the container because of the memory in her. It's like the womb. So I won't go too much into this now. But then we all have forgotten. So here I am doing this. So I'm going to do just a presentation on this here. But also, before I do this, I want to say that I came across something that I thought very powerful. The number 13 shows up quite a lot here, which corresponds with the He who created. The word He equals 13. and I've done a lot on 13. We can see how 13, of course, oh please don't close down now video. So we done a lot on 13, where Christ, of course, was at the table with 13, and it looks like my battery is going to go down. So um and of course 13 equals 9. So I'm going to I'm really trying to get a bit of this. So 13 equals 9, so you can see the correlation. So let's just do the Zohar. And what I wanted to say is that I found a lot of correlation in this, is that the main teaching I got so far is that the light, or the God, the high God, or the high power, or the high Sephirah, which is on the tree of life, it actually has to mimic Malkut, which is the root, which is where you could say the root chakra. And like a baby, like a child, it's like mother reaches out, bends down, mimics the child, crawls on the floor, and do all kinds of things to try and elevate the child. This is what I got, and this is what I feel that the 14 gods are also teaching us. The 14 gods have come as black and white, again, to teach us. Let's do the Zohar, by the way, before my battery runs out. 6, 9, oh, this is 8, and 1, and 9. Okay, so we have this is 10, 18, 24, and this is 32. 32, like Christ, and there is 6. So we have 5 and 6, which equals 11. And I just want to show quickly that, let's do this quickly. I'm really trying to work with, so we have 11, and this is what we have been seeing, that 11 is 1 1, ONE equals 7, ONE equals 7. 7 plus 7 is 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. This is Christ, like we have seen. So Christ, of course, has, and the Zohar, you could say, is the same, or whether it was Eve. EVE is 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. Now, what I also want to point out here is 5 plus 6, here is 11. So we have been given numbers and letters as the tools and instrument to finding our way and finding and discovering the gods. So here we have 5 plus 6 is 11, and that works out just as we have seen, and just as my latest presentations, as in the sermons where the Catholic Church was teaching or showing the scriptural verses, and everything was ending on 11. This is the new creation that we are entering into, as it is said, in the beginning God created. The word created, which is the first God, is actually 11. And this coincides with the word Jesus, Jesus. And this is where it is 11. Jesus, of course, have gone through the motion of 1 1, as though it were Neo in the Matrix, 1 1, to know that he is the one, and to find out that 7 plus 7 is 14, and he is the Christ at 32. So there was also something in the Zohar of 32, but we won't go too much into this. I just want to show that there is a strong correlation and similarity with all that we have been learning on this channel of self-love. But this, I am really finding it very delicious, and I am hoping to explore so much more. But of course, the gods, we will be talking much more about them and exploring more. So Thank you for watching Wonderful Ignited Souls, and stay ignited and united.